Australia will restore funding to the United Nations aid agency in Gaza, UNRWA, almost 2 months after it was paused. Australia joined several other countries in suspending the aid in January after Israel said 12 workers from the agency had links to Hamas or were involved in the October 7 terror attacks. Political reporter Nicole Hegarty joins us now from Canberra. Hi again, Nicole. Now, the Foreign Minister Penny Wong spoke just a few moments ago. Can you take us through what she had to announce?
Hi, Kath. Yes, she's announced that Australia will restart resume its funding. This is an additional $6 million in funding to the UN aid agency providing humanitarian aid in Gaza. This additional $6 million was previously announced, but there was a temporary pause put in place after Israel raised allegations that some members of staff for this organisation were in some way involved in the October 7 terrorist attacks. The Australian government has just announced, the Foreign Minister has just announced that funding, that additional $6 million, which comes on top of about $20 million the Australian government has already committed, and that money has been flowing on an annual basis to the agency. That the Foreign Minister is saying that this additional money will start to flow again as a result of additional checks and confirmation by way of staff neutrality and supply chains. Now, that comes as a result of international pressure and questions about this following on from those allegations raised by Israel. Here's what the Foreign Minister Penny Wong had to say.
The best available current advice from agencies and the Australian government lawyers is that UNRWA is not a terrorist organisation and that existing and additional safeguards sufficiently protect Australian taxpayer funding.
So, Nicole, this announcement was part of a broader package of support. Can you take us through the other elements that the Foreign Minister announced?
I sure can, and as you can appreciate with breaking news, the focus was on the initial announcement. So just looking at my notes here, because I was filing immediately on that. In terms of the other announcements, there was
I believe there was $4 million towards UNICEF, I think was one of them. And then there was also $2 million for a new mechanism in the UN Gaza facilitation of aid.
That's correct. So those two additional amounts of money announced today, that's on top of Australia's existing commitments in terms of money flowing to the agency and more broadly in terms of offering humanitarian assistance as this conflict continues. So some additional money announced there, as well as news that this $6 million previously announced and then temporarily paused will flow again.
Yeah, I know the Minister also spoke about that the Australian government had been briefed by the World Food Programme.
Yes, she did comment on that as well. Again, I was actually filing on the earlier decision to the announcement to restart. So getting across those details, but there's lots to this announcement and something that had been eagerly awaited by many with the calls for some time since this pause was initially announced 2 months ago for that funding to start to flow again. So that's what the announcement is today, as well as the additional funding to other areas.